What if I told you this soft, mushy soap can turn into rock-solid, long-lasting bars with just a few tweaks? In this video, I'll show you how I went from making bars that was way too soft to bars that crumbled from being too hard to finally finding the perfect balance. If your soap is too hard or too brittle,
Brittle?
Yes, brittle.
don't worry, you're not alone. I've been there, and today I'm breaking down what actually works to fix it. Here's the thing. When I first started, my soaps were so hard I couldn't even unmold them. Then I overcorrected them and made soap so brittle it snapped like chalk. That sent me on a mission through trial and error to figure out the exact adjustments that create a hard, reliable bar without losing that creamy lather. And the solutions, they weren't even complicated. They were so simple, but most beginners overlook them. I discovered 4 game-changing methods, from using more ingredients, changing my ingredients, understanding the power of water, and the effects of glycerin. Once I got those right, everything changed. Let's deep dive into number 1, sodium lactate. This is my number 1 fix. It makes a huge difference. Not only does sodium lactate harden the bar, but it also makes unmolding way easier. I made a video before of me dunking my soap in a solution that contained this exact thing. Hello everyone, I'm trying to do an experiment where I turn a super soft soap harder. And as you can see from those bumps and those indents, this soap is way too soft. Immediately, I just put it in a dehydrator. It goes up to 109 degrees Fahrenheit and it heats up as well as dry. After I took out the soap, it was so soft and very hot. I accidentally put a hole in there. So that's how hard it was. Soft it was. And then I dunked it inside of some water and along with some hardening agents. This is 1 day after. It was 25% harder. 2 weeks after, it was 75% harder. Put it in water before because as soap dries, it often shrinks and cracks, so I just thought, oh, water would be better. I compared it to some store-bought soap and my soap was way sturdier. The lather was good. I hope you like and subscribe and learn something new from this. Bye. The results were astounding. Just 1 teaspoon per pound of oils added to your lye water before mixing and boom, you got it. And the next thing, salt soaps by multiple companies, and I always wondered, why not add some salt to mine? Because I'm kind of using it already, but it's a different species, so why not just do this one? And boom, I enjoyed all the benefits despite them not having enough salt to be salt soaps. Under the definition, I still enjoy how much it hardens my soaps. Now, the third thing is I actually realized that things can be fixed by waiting a long time, but having too much water, it can make your soaps softer. So even though the water evaporated in the soap over time, when it evaporates, it might create too much air bubbles. So that's why it's just better to not have too much water. So a standard recipe might call for the full water content, but I actually reduce it accordingly. Some people only reduce it by 10%, but when you do a 50-50 lye solution, I'm going to plug in a video there where I talk about that. Then it's much easier to do this sort of method. So the less water, it just means that you have a faster evaporation and a harder cure. So I water discounted too much here, as you can see, but you just have to look at the two. One was not water discounted at all, and the other was. So the difference was in the firmness. It's huge. That's why they're so opposite. And when you don't water discount, your soap will just be softer. That's just how it is. And yeah, just don't go too far or else you'll waste ingredients. Now, finally, the foundation of hardness lies in the ingredients itself beyond just water or hardening agents. So think of this like building a strong foundation. If you don't have enough hard oils, no shortcuts will save that batch. So when you add things like mango butter or shea butter, even coconut, things like that in the recipe, even cocoa, they help harden the bar because it's harder oils. And room temperature butters, you can mix it in as is. Just make sure it's room temperature. And it sort of acts as a minor buffer when you're water discounting because it doesn't let the soap harden too fast because of how the texture of the butter is. So if it was oil, the chemical process will be so quick and it will harden faster than if it was a butter when you are water discounting. So if you already made a soap and you don't want to waste it, I've actually seen people, mostly people who like only make soap for their family and stuff, but I've seen them actually do sort of switch from the cold process soap to the hot process soap, and they use a cooker to just melt the soap and add extra ingredients like hardening agents. And yeah, they just pour that hot, glob of soap. It obviously doesn't look as pretty anymore, but that's the cost of doing hot process soap. It has this rustic look to it. But yeah, you just remold and boom. Yeah, that's something that you can do after you've already made a soap and you don't want to waste it even though things are too soft or things are too hard. That's just a suggestion. Just melt it, make it hot, and add the necessary stuff and then remold it and you should be fine. So the nice thing with that is you can use it immediately once it cools with hot process, because cold process, since it's only chemical driven, you have to just wait forever. It's like it takes so long. But hot process, I love that you can use it immediately. So if you need to, and just keep that in mind, that's the only benefit for me. But yeah, a lot of people love hot process soap. So let's recap
Before we break up.
Sodium lactate, harder bars, water discounting. If you already made it, you simply turn the cold process, you shred it up. I forgot to add that, but shred up your soap and then you melt it in a cooker and add whatever you need to make it better. Either more oils to make it softer, more hardening agents, and you just cook it longer to make it harder so that it can remove the excess water. So yeah, just know like learning how to make your soaps harder is so key for more quality soap, because the higher the quality your soap is, the more people are having this incentive to buy larger batches, and that's what you want. Okay, so I can't tell you how frustrating it was when my soaps went from too hard or too soft, and it's just every failed attempt always teaches me something new. So when you learn these tricks, you just are gaining a confidence, if that makes sense. Like you just get a feel of how to make things. So let me ask you, what is your biggest soap struggle so far? Is it the softness, the brittleness, or is it even something else? Drop it all in the comments and I will try to figure out the solution for you, because that's just what I love to do. And I will even troubleshoot it and see how things go if it's something I can do. And if you've ever had a batch that turned out utterly perfect, share it. Share it with everyone and other soap makers so we can all learn together. And also a couple pro tips. Just make sure you keep your soaps in a dry area while curing. Dehumidifiers, they are out everywhere. You guys can get them or get a dry place. And yeah, cool airflow as well can be a good alternative or an add-on. And the next time your soap feels too soft, too brittle, or just not right, remember, your recipe is not ruined. With a few small tweaks, you can transform it. Thank you for hanging out with me today.
Thank you.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out my other videos. Also, I am selling my soaps on Facebook Marketplace currently. And yeah, and remember, soap recipe rejections is a beautiful redirection to a much better bar you ever thought possible. Bye-bye!